rocking like a baby in a car. I put the water in the ocean in the city that I'm from.
What's good, you guys? Welcome back to Wine Now with Books with your girl Kay. So as you can see by the title, we are reviewing The Teller of Secrets. I told you guys last time I will be dropping a video with this review. So I'm not gonna go into the full book like I usually do. I actually have some stuff that I really wanted to talk about with this book, so I have it written down here. But just look at the cover art though. Like the colors, I like the colors. All right, so anyways, let's just jump right into the video. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is enjoying, what's today, the 8th. I hope everybody is enjoying February. I know I'm supposed to make this video the other day after, but you know, life be life, but I'm making it now. So anyways, we meet Essie. So Essie is from both Ghana and Nigeria, right? She was born in Nigeria. That's where her mom is originally from, and her father's from Ghana. Her father was residing in Ghana for a period of time, and then he ended up leaving Ghana, right? So Essie has identity. I think she struggles with identity issues because she originally had to immigrate to Nigeria. Ghana. Her father just took her from Nigeria. Her mother ended up staying in Nigeria, and you know, she couldn't understand why her mother would not come with her to Ghana. So she grew up in Ghana with her father's side of the family, right? And I say that she struggles with identity issues because, you know, her siblings don't accept her Ghana side. People in Nigeria do not like people from Ghana. And I have to say this, like, I did not know, like, this book really highlighted a lot of the issues that Nigeria and Ghana has towards one another, and I didn't know it was like that. Like, I thought, like, for example, like, you know how they be beefing, like, which jollof rice is better, Ghana or Nigeria? Like, you think it is like a little culture thing. Nah, it goes deeper than that. And this book really touched upon just how deep people from Ghana do not like the Nigerians, and I think that's crazy. Like, I think it's crazy. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the book, learning about why Nigerians don't like people from Ghana, why Ghana don't like people from Nigeria. And it was more so people from Ghana that was really going hard on the Nigerians. The Nigerians was calm in the book. Feel me? They was calm. It was people from Ghana. I'm like, yo, y'all bug it out. But anyways, so Essie is growing up in Ghana, right? So she has 3 older sisters, and she has a brother. So her and the brother share the same mother and father, right? So they're really close. So as a child, you know, Essie is naive. She asks a lot of questions. She's inquisitive. She's very smart, and she's to me, she's determined, right? She wants to experience the world. She wants to learn about the world. But every chance someone gets, they dim her light. You feel me? Like, her sisters hate on her to a T. And it's not anything that Essie did. The issues itself was stemmed from the sisters, right? And I think the issues that the sister has stem from the father. So the father spoils Essie. You know, she gets everything that she wants. The father has Essie on a pedestal. So every chance the father gets, you know, he's always highlighting, like, Essie's going to be the daughter to make me proud, because the other daughters are deemed to be a failure in the father's eyes, right? So he places a lot of pressure onto Essie, and she welcomes the pressure. She's young, so at the time she's not understanding, like, exactly what's going on around her and why her sisters kind of, in my opinion, resent her, right? But I'm like, you know, she wants to make it to a place where she is a woman and she has standards and she is successful, right? But she loves her father. So it's a constant battle between always having to do right to please her father, not to please herself, not to make herself feel good. Everything she does is for the sake of her father, right? If her father isn't happy, the household isn't happy. And that is no way to grow up. That is no way to grow. But when you're reading books like these from different cultures, you have to put yourself in the place of that culture, you know? So I could understand a little bit about what Essie was going through because, you know, when you come from a West Indian background, it's kind of similar. But yeah, so I felt really bad for Essie, right? So the whole time in the book, what really pissed me off is that Essie, nobody talks about her mother, right? She keeps asking for her mother, Nobody talks about her mother. She wants her mother, right? And she wants her mother because she's coming into a place where she's trying to learn about who she is, and she's trying to learn about her gender. She is a female. She identifies as female. So she's trying to learn about what being a woman is, what it entails. She doesn't know anything. Again, she's naive, and her sisters does not speak to her. They don't talk to her. They beat on her. They yell at her. They disrespect her. They use her as a servant. So she's not going to learn from them, and she's not going to learn from the father's wife, who by her standards is basically there to cook and clean and nothing else. You feel me? So she's not going to learn from women like that. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't even want to learn from women like that, right? Because ultimately you're just teaching her to be submissive and do as the man say in the patriarchy world. Absolutely not. And I could say Essie watches everything, and she knows that she does not want to be like her sisters, and she does not want to be like her father's wife, and I commend her for that, for learning that from a young age, right? Anyways, so what got me bad throughout the book is that she keeps asking for her mother. She communicates with her family in Nigeria, and this whole time, like, she'll send letters to her mother in Nigeria. The letters will come back to as if it's the mom, like, hey, yeah, you can come see me, wooty woo. One time she traveled to Nigeria. The mother said she'll be there. The mother wasn't there. Basically saying, like, they used to say, like, you know, the mother's traveling all the time, like, you know, she's always busy. It got to a point where Essie ends up snooping, finds a letter, and basically finds out that, you know, her mom's dead. Her mom's been dead the whole time. Like, her mom's been dead since she damn near left Nigeria. That's crazy to me. And her mom's sister been acting like the mother. So I'm like, you've been lying to this girl her whole life, thinking her mother is alive. She damn near flew from Ghana to Nigeria to see her mother. The father was like, yeah, wait till you see your mother. She's gonna tell you everything. You knew this girl's mother was dead. You know how deceitful you have to be to lie to a little girl that her mother is still alive, send her to Nigeria, to another country, and then lie to her again, saying that the mother couldn't make it. No, not only did the father lie, the family in Nigeria lied. And they was holding up this lie. They basically said, oh, we didn't think that you could handle it, wooty woo. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. After that, she looked at her father different. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Because why would you do that? That really, when I tell you I read that part, that really pissed me off. Right? So anyways, what also pissed me off throughout the whole book, because the book is about, you know, okay, we're going to touch upon the title, right? The Teller of Secrets. Everybody in her family is deceitful. They're duplicit, right? So the father is cheating on his wife, had an outside baby. The sisters are leaving the compound or going to the servants' quarters, sneaking men in, having sex, right? So everybody, and Essie's catching all of them in the act, right? She's even there when the sex is going on, when they think that she's sleeping. Her father took her to a hotel, right? Because she was sick at one point. She had like a little ear infection, wooty woo. He thought that she was gonna trick her, give her a little pill so she could go to sleep. She didn't take the pill because she already knew something wasn't right. The father had the little maid from the hotel. They laying in the same bed. They thinking Essie knocked out, having sex right next to Essie. Like, first of all, you a father. A father. You know how nasty that is? You have no respect. That's nasty. I would slap my father if he ever did that. I wouldn't slap my father though. But I wouldn't slap him, but yeah, like, One of the sisters did the same thing, and they both saying, "Oh, don't say anything, please, don't tell me." With you. So Essie is a ride it out. She's loyal. She like, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm not saying anything, but she's questioning things, and she's questioning things for the simple fact that every one of these adults are the acts that they are committing. They are turning around, okay, being hypocrites and telling Essie, do not engage in the same act, right? There was a point in the book where Essie went into the room, and when you grow older, this is of the child development, you want to explore your body. You looking at your body, you looking at your body parts, you trying to figure out everything's changing. So she was in the mirror looking, like, took a mirror and was just like looking at her vagina. Her sister come in, catches her, tells the stepmother wooty woo. They freaking boil, what was it, garlic or whatever, had her hot steam, had her stand over and burn her vagina because they talking about she's too fast, basically. No, she's not fast. It's not like she was touching herself. Like, I mean, obviously she was like looking and stuff, but she wasn't touching herself as if you're masturbating. So it's like, instead of take her aside and sit down and be like, yeah, like, your body's changing, this is your body part, wooty woo, you do that and you beat her. I like that vicarious trauma. I'm traumatized reading that. That's crazy to me. But yet, they masturbating, they doing what they doing, but they not getting beat. But they want to beat on Essie. Y'all big sisters, but y'all want to beat on Essie. Y'all don't talk to your sister. Y'all don't tell your sister, like, oh, as you get older, your body starts changing and you start growing hair in your vagina or your boobs start getting big. No, y'all don't tell that. Y'all beat her. Like she did something wrong. Then they tell her if she out here kissing boys, she gonna turn into a man. And this is my problem, right? That I have with people, and it's not just that culture. It's just people and like parents in general, right? I wholeheartedly believe that as a child gets older, you properly name the body parts to your children. I don't want to hear like, that's your little popo, Brian, that's your little popo. No, what the is a popo? That is your penis, Brian, because when something go wrong and the child is trying to explain, like, for example, if they get touched and you're explaining to me, somebody touched my popo, I'm going to look at the child, what you talking about? You feel me? That's another topic for another discussion, another time. But anyway, so yes. So it got to a point where, Essie had went to the store, right? A boy took advantage of Essie. Took her virginity. She didn't know what was going on. She just knew that, it hurt down there. They come and they said, like, why she acting funny, walking funny with the woo? They get her panties, they got blood in it. Instead of her, they asking if something happened to her, they assume that she willingly went out and had sex. She got beat real bad. Okay? They did not consider the fact that somebody could have raped her, molested her, touched her, nothing. They assumed that she purposely went out there to be fast. But no, that's their guilt projecting onto her. That's what they was doing. She didn't know what just happened. At first, I'm reading the book. I didn't know what just happened. I had to go back and figure out, like, damn, like, he just took advantage of her. She didn't know what was going on, right? The father comes home. They tell the father, he like, oh, you little whore, wooty woo. He himself didn't say, oh, somebody, let me find out what really happened for my daughter. He called her a whore. That's a father? Then he tried to bribe her with some freaking Milo. Milo's good, but he tried to bribe her with some Milo. Pissed me off. Just pissed me off. There is no protection for young girls. And she's not the first girl character to go through this. She's not the first girl in the world to go through this. Oftentimes, females get touched, get abused. They tell somebody, or somebody finds out or realize they're acting funny, and they get blamed and they're the victim. They get blamed and try to say that they're promiscuous, but they're the victim. That's crazy to me. I could go on and on, but that's crazy to me, right? The whole book, I just, honestly speaking, I did not like any characters in the book at all. None of the characters. I'm sorry. I like Essie. One thing about Essie character I like is that Essie showed growth throughout the book, and that's why I really liked her character. Like her character grew throughout the book. So as she gets older, she's starting to learn her body. At one point, she started bleeding in school from her vagina. She had her period, and a classmate had to tell her like that shit period, because they didn't tell her that she bleeds, she's gonna get to an age where she's developing, she's gonna have her menstrual cycle. I forgot what they told her it was. She didn't know what it was. So, and then she didn't think it was normal. She thought something was wrong with her until her classmate to say, no, like, this is what happens when you turn a certain age, you start bleeding monthly, wooty woo. Like, she didn't know anything. And it's like, come on, like, she didn't want womanhood. Everything that she learned about being a woman, being a girl, body wise, she learned from people outside of her family. And it shouldn't even have to be like that. Or she learned by seeing. Pissed me off, right? So essentially she was learning about who she is and essentially who she wanted to be from her environment. That's crazy. I mean, we all, person environment, we all learn from our environment. We are all influenced by our environment. But certain conversations should be had in the household so they don't have to learn outside. They don't have to get taken advantage of. They can educate your children. Like, that's crazy to me, right? The father is just a complete joke. Like, the whole father is a joke, right? So it gets to a point where, of course, like I said, Essie's calling out everything that she sees. She realizes that men rule the country, and men want to be dominant, and men don't really know what they're doing, and men want women to be submissive, but they don't understand that women can be in control. They don't understand that women can lead. They don't understand that women are the backbone of the household. So Essie gets to a point where she's like, no, like, she's gonna be assertive. She's gonna take control of her life. She's not going to listen to men. She don't want to follow men. She wants to be respected by men, and she wants to be in a place where she doesn't have to depend on a man. And I was like, yes, Essie, screw these men, right? So it got a situation happen where the stepmother, she wanted to make her own money so she could do whatever she wanted to do, because the father, because he's bringing home the money, he's this big shot principal, whatever, like, is like his way or the highway. So the father comes in, slaps the stepmother. Something happened with the stepmother, and Essie's like, how dare you basically put your hand on this woman? What did she do to you? You feel me? And the father is stunned. He don't hit Essie, but he didn't see that coming. And for everybody in that household to beat on Essie and treat Essie bad, all Essie did was stand up for them and protect them and love them. But they did not extend the same thing to Essie. And it broke my heart for her, because she was loyal. Even when she was being abused mentally, physically, emotionally, she still wanted good for her family. Come on, son. Come on. Like, come on. That's like, come on. Anyway, she understood that women have means in society and that women can make it. And like, what her environment is showing her is not what it is in the world. She had I feel like because she was at one point in time in the book, she was going back and forth from the Ghana and Nigeria, from schooling, and she saw different environments, how her families interact differently. Her family in Ghana was stubborn, while her family in Nigeria was laid back. They talked to her. She could confide in them. Like, she felt free in Nigeria, up until a point where she ends up falling for a dude, right? And at the time, she's young. The dude is what, 18? And I think he was 19. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And he ends up falling for her. She's young. And they was like, oh, we thought it was her family in Nigeria was like, oh, he's kind of family. We thought it was just a little crush that you had on him. They end up having sex, and she really, really was in love with him. Like, Essie was in love with this boy, man. And I personally feel like he knew, like, she was too young to know what love is, and she's naive. And I feel like low key he took advantage, but people will say I'm wrong, whatever. But that's just how I feel. If you read the book, let me know. But yeah, so it got to a point where, like, she was dating him, they having sex, she's getting older, she really loved him, but because she had to turn her back, she basically went against the family wishes and said that she's gonna date him. That she went back to Ghana, and then the family disowned her when she went back to Ghana because she's like, you dating this dude, we don't want you dating him, and we're gonna disown you. So the family in Nigeria disowns her after they know what she's been through, they know like what they put her through, and they disown her. But okay, and then it comes to find out, her favorite aunt ends up dying. She feels guilty. She blames herself. She goes back to Nigeria. Before she go back to Nigeria, because she felt guilty about cutting her family off, and she wanted to put her family first again, always putting her family first, and they do her wrong. She ends up cutting ties with the dude, right? And she goes back to Nigeria, finds out her favorite aunt is dead, and she blames herself. And then she's just like, she realized like the misogynistic of the world that she's experiencing is crazy. This misogynistic attitudes, it's beyond me. Like, the misogynistic attitudes is what led to her broken family. It what led to the double standards that's taking place in society, and she does not like it, and she sees the segregation of chores from men and boys. Like, growing up, her brother didn't have to do chores, but the girls had to cook, they had to clean, they had to pound yam, they had to do everything, but yet the boys could be outside in the yard playing, living life, being free. That's crazy to me. I think every child should grow up the same way. And honestly speaking, boys are slow, delayed for the simple fact that, yes, I've seen it in my own household. The boys and the men in my household were spoiled. Like, spoiled. I see it in other households, my friends' households. I see it just in general. Boys don't have to go through the same thing that females have to go through. Like, and that's because, like, these stupid ass gender roles. Like, it's crazy. Like, women clean, men go to work. Men do the hard work. Women supposed to stay home, take care of the kids. No, absolutely not. Men supposed to know how to cook. Women supposed to know how to cook. The gender roles is what mess up society, as well as the attitudes and the people behind it. You have to get out that mindset. People are still stuck in way back in the years. No, absolutely not. That's why when these men grow up, they can't do anything for themselves. They can't cook. They can't clean. They can't freaking pay bills. They can't freaking wash clothes. They can't freaking cook. They can't do nothing. Because society says it's a woman's job. Society says it's basically feminine to be in the kitchen. Like, that whole discussion, like, should little boys have kitchens? Yes, they should. I want to come to the little boy kitchen. I want to eat food. That does not make you homosexual. That does not expose your child to homosexuality. When you go to restaurants and a restaurant is owned by a male, you're eating a male's cooking. Does that make that male gay? No, y'all be feeding over the chef. Y'all want a free meal. Explain that to me. But yet you worried about your little boy becoming gay because he has a kitchen. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Right? As she realized to live life on her own terms as she's going through life, she ends up meeting a dude, right? She meets a dude. I didn't like him from jump. He wants to be a film director. As she's in school, she's smart, woo. Gosh, hold on. I forgot about this part. So she meets a dude, right? And she's having sex with the dude. She continuously tells the dude, first of all, the audacity of this dude. The audacity of this dude, right? She meets the dude in school. He's nice, whatever. Took care of her when she got sick, right? Physically, package-wise, his penis is small. But because she likes the dude, whatever, she's sticking through it. And again, a lot of the times, us women, we put up with the audacity of men, because one, you're not really bringing much to the table. But if you are going to bring something to the table, bring something that we could work with, right? But you got the audacity. I'm skipping. So yeah, he has ambition, but other than that, he doesn't bring much to the table, right? They having sex. She kept telling him, yo, I have a future. I don't want no children. Granted, it takes two. They having sex. She asked him multiple times, use protection, use protection. Again, at any point during that time, she could have been like, put a condom on. But at some points in time, I feel like she didn't have the voice, or maybe she didn't feel secure enough or comfortable enough to tell him, like, force him to put the condom on. So like, again, it takes two. But she also told him, okay, if we don't use a condom, he's promising to pull out, and she's like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm okay with it, with not using protection, but you have to pull out. We agree to that. He says yes. He goes behind her back continuously and comes at her, and she gets pregnant, right? So she ends up having an abortion. That broke her. She didn't want children, but the point of her body and spiritually and just everything going around her, that broke her, right? And she didn't want to be tied down to him. She just knew, and she just knew that's not what she wanted to do. And she had a life plan, right? And at the end of the day, I respect her decision. And he was an asshole. So he knew what she went through. There was a point in time where, he ends up doing it again. And it's like, the first time, okay. But the second time is like, now you doing this shit on purpose because you trying to hold me down. Because he knew that he wasn't going to get another woman. Like, not with what he's packing. Not his attitude. Yeah, he had ambition, but he didn't have ambition to go far. You know what I'm saying? And his misogynistic, patriarchal attitude was disgusting. Disgusting. And she was fed up with that. But he did it on purpose, right? To try to hold her down. And at one point, they end up getting married, right? Well, technically speaking, they didn't, ceremonial-wise, they didn't get married. But once she accepted the engagement in her culture, that's considered her to be marriage, regardless if a ceremony happened, right? So she couldn't get out of it. The father didn't want her to get out of it. The husband, I don't even want to call him the husband, was lying to the father, and the father didn't believe Essie. One thing Essie did not do was lie. And she did not lie to her father. She may have kept stuff hidden, but she never lied to her father. So when she wrote to her father that she no longer wanted to be in a partnership with this dude, and the father went behind her back and denied the request because he felt like Essie was lying to him and believed the dude, that was crazy to me. Because she always told the truth. No matter if she was going to get in trouble, she told the truth. And for her father, again, I'm not surprised. Because the father didn't ask her anything when she was abused physically by that dude when she was a child. So why would anything be different now? So it broke her heart that the father did not believe her. And she was disgusted by the father. And I would have cut him off. And, she had went away to school. And, at one point, because of the whole marriage thing, she had went away to school, and she had, the boy had wrote her husband, whatever you want to call him, fiance, wrote her like, oh yeah, how's school? I want to come visit you. The place where she was is a strict about men visiting. She was in a broad program. She could have no male visitors. And she told him that. He decides to get his happy ass on a plane to that country. Where did she go? I don't remember where they went, what country she went. He gets on a plane. He gets there, and he's like, oh, basically where I'm staying with you. She's like, I told you not to come. I told you I can't have boys in the dorms. I told you if I do that, I could get kicked out. I told you this, and you still got your stupid ass on the plane and came here like I was lying. And the fact that people always thought that she was lying, and she never gave them a reason to think that she was a liar, because she was not a liar. So the fact that they kept trying to play in her face really made me mad. So she had to use some of her tuition money to put him in a hotel. At one point, him and her end up staying with like some older couple that they met, but then they started thinking that they lying because they not married, woo-de-woo. And she was just like, yo, take your ass back to Nigeria. And he was just like, I quit my job. I thought I could stay here with you to figure out my next move, woo-de-woo. She's like, no. And I was happy she did that. She was like, no, absolutely not. Figure your shit out. I don't even want to be with you, basically. Bye. And I was like, yes, Essie, yes. So she ends up, leaving him, and I was so happy. She at one point she did cheat on him in the book, and I wasn't even mad that she cheated. I don't even condone cheating, but I wasn't even mad that she cheated. I wish she would have just left and cheated, but she also warned him. She was like, cause she cheated with his friend, right? But she warned him. She was like, listen, I feel like there's an attraction. I don't think I should be around your friend. He was like, oh no, just be around him. Like, you wouldn't want to make my friend upset, wooty woo. So she's like, all right, like, whatever, I'm gonna go. Attraction happened, they ended up having sex. That's his fault. He ain't got nobody to blame but himself. Again, the sisters, that relationship never improved. The sisters lives didn't really turn out good at all, and they just envied her. And Essie was coming out successful. She was going to school. She was doing what she had to do, but she endured so much emotional abuse, and she had to experience life through pain. Like, it should have never had to be like that. Like, she witnessed women being beaten and stripped naked in the street, like grandmothers, because the government was constantly getting overthrown, and the dictatorship was going on. So it was like she witnessed so much abuse that women had to endure, and it was just it was sad. But I was excited for the growth, and I was excited that she stood her ground and she became a woman on her own terms, and she refused to bow down to any man. Because before before she left the dude was like, oh, you're gonna quit school, your education is not more important than mine, you are my wife, you're gonna be my wife. And she was just basically like, shove that letter up your ass, we're done, forget you, like, are you dumb, basically. And I was like, yes, you did what you were supposed to do. But a lot of men have these attitudes, like, us women, we are supposed to just be submissive, and we supposed to follow these stupid ass gender roles and not say anything. Absolutely not. Without a woman, half of these men will not be who they are. Without a woman, all these men will not be on this face of the earth. Men need to understand that without a woman, you cannot conceive a son. Without a woman, you would not be here. Respect the woman. Yes, women have their devious, envious, jealous, crazy ass ways. Yes, but at the same time, respect women, especially black women. You feel me? But this book, I really did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 stars, and I gave it 4 stars because I did not like any characters except, like, Essie was alright. She was alright. I wouldn't say I liked her character, but her character intrigued me. I liked the growth, but that's why I gave it 4 stars. If you read this book, let me know. Drop it in the comments. The next book is going to be No Reservations. So excited to talk about this one. I'm so super excited. This is another book where the man had the audacity. Okay, audacity. So if you read this book, drop it in the comments. It's a beautiful read. I gave this 4 stars as well. Appreciate you guys supporting constantly. Thank you. I'm trying to roll out these videos as quick as I can. Bear with me, guys. I got you guys a suggestion. Next video, I'll write down everyone who suggested a book for me to review. I got a couple new releases that I want to review, but we getting there, and I appreciate the support. Love you guys. Your girl is out.